Hello and welcome to the Idaho Renaissance Fair YouTube page. Yay. We're here to talk and gossip and give you a little bit of an idea of how the brains behind the Ren Fair work. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be all over the place. Good luck keeping up with us. It is completely unchained and we're super excited to have you here with us. So,
some announcements that we want to put up there. Vendor applications are closed.
Ren Fair applications are closed,
Yep.
but the applications for Skull will be opening soon.
There we go.
Great one.
Ren Fair applications are closed. Applications for Skull will be opening soon. For our Ren Fair vendors, we have, I believe, a wait list that may or may not be getting finished soon. So if you haven't heard back from us yet, you will. But Skull, however, is the big announcement.
Yes, so we have an exciting new event happening in January, at the end of January, the 24th and 25th, starting 2026. It will be Skull, and it is our Viking festival. And I don't know if you guys have been paying attention, but we've kind of been teasing about it for a while now. We're very excited to be able to finally be bringing it to you.
Yep, and it will be happening in Caldwell. So when you come to our Ren Fair, you will be at the same place that Skull will be happening, or at least really close to it. So keep your eyes peeled as we continue to release information about that.
Yes. Okay, well, also on the topic of applications and things of that nature, our entertainment docket is very full, and we're very excited to be bringing you some previous entertainers that haven't been with us for a few years and some brand new entertainers that we haven't had before. And we are looking forward to being able to put our entertainment lists getting done sooner and sooner moving forward. So if you're looking to join us, make sure that you keep on checking back for those applications, because they are filling up quickly, and we would love to have you join us for one of our events.
Punctuality is key. We've had to, again, put a wait list together for vendors. If you want to vend with us and make some good money with us, you have to be on time.
Yep.
And not just on time, but early. Spots fill up really quick.
When we announce it, get on it.
Yeah. We had to turn away some entertainers because they were not.
Unfortunately, that's
early
true.
enough. Yeah.
Unfortunately, that's very true. We did have to tell some of the entertainers that we've had before no, and unfortunately, that's just due to timing. Our entertainment spots filled up super quick. So unfortunately that did have to happen. But if you want to participate with us and be an entertainer, make sure you get those applications filled out early and in as quickly as possible so we can guarantee you a spot.
And make sure you do the same with the vendor applications, because for, I believe, probably the first time, we had to shut them down early and start that wait list. But also, there were certain categories that had already reached a max capacity, so we didn't oversaturate within 1 week of the vendor applications opening. So we make sure you're watching for those and paying attention so that we can accept you, and so you get a chance to come in and join our festivities.
Yeah, and take it as a positive. Like, we are growing, and with our growth, we are running into these problems that other large events have to deal with, and we want you to come along with us. We want you to help us grow and to expand, but we have limited space, and when we get a hard site, eventually we're going to have the exact same problem. Y'all love us so much, and we appreciate that, but there's just not enough space in the world for all of you, and that's a great problem for us to have. So thank you for your support.
Yep.
That last statement was for you guys on the space station.
But I was thinking for my Skull character, Skull.
Now, how do you say that?
Scud.
Skull?
Scud.
Skull.
Why does
Because
it have
I've been
locks
saying
over
it. I've been
It's
saying
supposed to.
That's Swedish.
I've been saying
It's not supposed to
skull.
have the umlaut. It's
And
supposed to have a
people laugh
circle.
at me.
It's the
Circle over
tiny
the A.
little
Yeah.
circle
Does that
over the
roll
A.
What do you-
Yeah.
What do you call
The
those?
Norwegian
I don't
version
remember.
that
I don't
has
remember.
the 2 dots. This is traditionally is actually the Swedish spelling of skull.
Yeah.
And which actually technically just means bowl. But it
Yes.
was that ceremony of bowl that
Come to our
they
bowl.
passed around.
So everyone's taking a hit from the bowl. I think this is getting too adult.
So Old Norse was born,
It's
and then it became cheers.
yeah.
Or
It's the
huzzah.
Yeah.
Norwegians, they kind of say huzzah for skull.
Yeah.
And you know,
Funny, I thought
or
they were
the
going, "Herzer."
Danes, they do the drink. You know.
Yeah.
Because I follow those
But
guys.
it's their drinking cheers.
Yeah.
Scar.
None of us are accented properly for this.
Yeah.
We're
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 really
just gonna have to
not.
go, woo!
We're like horrendously American in here.
We could go Midwestern and be more like, because my grandmother was Norwegian, first generation Norwegian American, and she would leave the phone call, or, you know, she'd call me, and this was back when answering machines were a thing. First time she did it was that, call. Who are you? So I got her to fix it. And she's like, call grandma. And she's the one who always said, "Ufta me."
Oh, okay.
And she said, tell me, "Ufta me." Which, technically it's Norwegian American.
Yeah.
Norwegians don't say "ufta."
Yeah.
But Norwegian Americans do, and it means stupid.
Right.
And "ufta" means stupid me. So I'm like going, my mom said it was like the F-bomb, but I'm like, mother, don't tell me that grandma is swearing.
Well, it's kind of like when I was learning Spanish, and I was talking to a guy who was from Mexico, and I'm like, I need to know like what I'm saying for this, and he's like, don't worry, híjole is okay. You can say that around your mom; she won't slap you. Like,
Oh.
that's good to know. What does it mean? It doesn't translate well.
Oh.
Just híjole. You just say that. It's okay. Little children can say it, but I can't tell you what it means because I don't know what it means in English.
Well, so that's Shayna actually told me the other day. She's been studying Portuguese, and she was telling me, because like we'll be like "oi" all the time, and she's like, yeah, in Portuguese that's how you say "hey." And I'm like, so I've been randomly saying words in other languages my entire life.
It's the American experience. It literally boils down into that.
I discovered
I
that
kind
at
of
the
feel bad.
doors.
Yeah.
I kind of feel bad that I don't teach my kids that. The only thing I've taught my kids is how to say "up yours." Hand gesture from Great Britain. So there's
Yeah, if you watch Coda, you'll learn a whole bunch of
and mine
swears.
don't try and learn different languages. The most I get is Gabriel running around the house speaking with a fake Italian accent.
Oh, no.
And he sounds like a bad Mario game.
Oh, like the guy who played the king in Montana, yeah.
Oh my goodness, it's wonderful.
It's a boop. His knighting was like, I do boop you.
Oh,
It's a boop.
no.
As a boop. And these kids are like going, we came here specifically for this amazing honor of being knighted by the king, and he's a booping me?
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I'm so incredibly glad that we are not Texas Renaissance Fair. Like,
Oh.
No.
I don't know what's going on in their world, but since King George died, like
It's
their
the whole- yeah.
their whole everything is just
How did
like
he just retire?
no, he died.
Oh, I didn't.
Oh,
Like,
he permanently retired.
Yeah,
He said he was going to quit when he was going to retire when he died, and then
he pulled a permanent
Now, the big
retirement.
question is, was it an assassination? Was it natural? That's what we have to ask.
Now,
I mean, King George in America?
Who inherited the throne?
I don't know. Well, so from what I understand, that it was something of a like takeover. Like there was some financial weirdness.
There was
about
some
how they
takeover.
were-
So there's a chick in charge of it now.
I have no idea. It was, but they,
We
yeah.
just turned the whole thing upside down.
There's a whole lot about it that I don't understand, but I'm so incredibly glad that is not our reality.
Well, and the Montana at Kalispell, it's not even
Yeah.
happening anymore, is it? Like,
So there
it was
is
2 or 3 years.
The one that we went to was put on by the guys from Florida,
Right.
and they were trying to start something, and that only lasted for a couple of years. But there is a Montana Renaissance Fair, and that's run by an entirely different group.
It's not in Kalispell, though.
No.
No, it's oh crud, where is that?
Bozeman, I think.
Bozeman. Yeah.
That makes sense. I mean, your large populous area.
Yeah,
I'll tell you
500
where.
Right?
I tell you
For Montana.
The thing
I
with
was saying,
Montana.
don't forget the wildlife now. That bolsters them to 1,000.
The Kalispell, like,
Moose
they
getting
had it
free.
No one tells a moose no.
Horse thing. But they offered glamping, which was, they
that
did
was
not understand the word.
Yeah.
Offering you electric hookups is not glamping.
Right, where's the water too? Like,
Yeah.
you need water.
The
Oh,
one-
we can shower in the barn.
The one nice thing about, so I did get to go to that one year,
But they were
And-
people.
they were carnies. They were not
Yeah,
Renfair
they were
people.
not-
They were carnies. There's a difference. But the one nice thing about camping there is that they did have a shower facility. And so there was actual restrooms and there was actual
And a
shower
really sweet
facility.
barn cat.
Oh my gosh, the barn cat was amazing.
Oh my gosh, that was
When the best thing about going to the event is the barn cat, there's a problem.
Yeah, I think Jenna was bummed because she never met the barn cat.
It's
I'm like,
possible.
I met the
You
barn
know,
cat.
I gotta say, I do like the smaller red bears better.
Yeah.
The ones that size-wise, population is a little bit lower because you know where it came from.
Yeah.
I mean,
Right. Well, and
I don't.
you
Where
get to
did you come
see, if you travel to all these different Ren fairs, you get to see, based on their location and what their environment looks like,
Mhm.
how they set it up. Because we went to the Eastern Idaho Ren Fair, and what is it called now?
Thornshire.
Thornshire.
Yeah, Thornshire.
So, being in Eastern Idaho, they actually have a lot of these well-developed trees, and there's
Wow.
amazing shade.
And it's
Well,
held in a campground.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
because it's a scout camp. It's a Boy Scouts camp that
Right.
they use.
that's
So
amazing.
Oh, and it works really, really well. And they had mermaids, and they had a pool for the
Yeah.
mermaids, but it was like a pop-up pool.
Yeah.
Like, and they did not try to hide the fact that it was a pop-up pool. But they had a fort. The fort looked amazing. You could go in there, and we ran into some friends, and
Yeah. Well, I follow the Pirates of Tortuga Bay they're a permanent site down at the Florida Renaissance Fair, and they have a mermaid. The mermaid is part of the pirate encampment, and they just have a regular pool, and it's Florida, and it's an established
Yeah.
fair, but they still have a regular pool. So
I
there's
but
ways
you-
to discuss.
you
I
should-
disagree with that, by the way. Just fundamentally, I want to put that out there.
well, I think if
The
you're gonna
mermaid should
do
not be
it-
part of the pirate encampment. The mermaid encampment should invite the pirates if they're not hungry. So,
What I mean though, like if you're gonna set it up for the mermaids, like when we have ours last year, when we had ours,
Mhm.
we hid the pool.
yeah.
So I mean, it looked like it was something that was more established. It wasn't just here. We have aluminum pipe and a tarp.
and that had everything to do with the, us wanting to really fit the aesthetic and
Yeah.
nothing to do with the fact that my husband's OCD and goes, it can't be looking like
Right.
a pool.
It
And it's
looks like
switching
crap.
everything.
What I really like is the corals that he made. And how did he make those?
Those are, oh, I know, I love those corals. Those are actually a big old rock with glue, like
Yeah.
with glue of sticks that we went and gathered from
Yep.
the lake with Zia, glued together and then covered with expandable
foam. The aerosol
foam.
foam.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the aerosol
I'm not
foam
gonna
and
lie. Driving
fabulous.
past their house regularly with the garage open and just like I think that entire summer it was every time we drove by the house it was what is he building today? What's he building? What are they working on? Every time when we go in or out, it was what are they working? What's being built?
Ah,
Here in the next few days, we'll be altering our set a little bit because as much as the coral are wonderful,
Yeah.
that's not kind of the feel we're going this time because,
Yeah.
it's merchants that are bringing in mermaids as a favor, so primarily it's a merchant booth. So I've got the
Well, Landlocked
burlap.
City. Yeah.
We've got the burlap to make the sacks that are like
Right.
tea
Oh,
and
nice.
right, to have
Nice.
that look to it so that our staging looks a little bit more appropriate to what you would see from a merchant sailor
Cool.
that happened to bring in a mermaid to make a coin and impress a patron.
That's
I
what
have
they
an
need to
idea
do.
for you on how to work that because Dawn did that.
Mhm.
Dawn. Crazy name. She's kind of our.
Ever
Yeah,
miss her?
we love her because she had most of the decorations that were in the pirate encampment and the early things were hers, but she would get like those really cheap styrofoam square igloo things, cover those in burlap and then rope, and they would look like the kind of cargo that you would
Yes,
have.
I
And that
actually,
was a super easy way to do
I
it.
actually have some foam and some 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 leftover samples from a home goods store of curtains where they're only like this wide, and
Nice.
I have a whole bunch of those from Pier 1
No.
back in the day when it went out.
Tier.
Yeah, and I've got them and they're pretty. What am I gonna do with them? But a lot of them look like the fine silks and the embroidery and
Yeah.
stuff. And I have foam pieces to fold and wrap those so it looks like bolts of fine
Nice.
fabric.
Perfect.
Utilizing that.
Thought. Have you guys considered taking any of your scraps to do the like warning at sea sign, like the little flags where it's like you can't like don't come on the ship because of this, or like we're anchoring off
The
because
nautical
of that.
message.
The nautical message signs. That's what
That's
they're
not a bad idea. We hadn't even considered that.
That would be so
that would
much
be
fun.
pretty cool. It would also be helpful when we close down the encampment.
Yeah.
Well, and it's kind of funny you mentioned that because the pirate flag, the origination of the pirate flag was the plague flag. Don't
Yes!
come near us, you will die, because we all did.
Black one.
Like, so many people miss that, and it has been appropriated as the symbol for freedom and piracy and whatever else it may be. But if you look at modern pirates, like the Somalian pirates, they aren't flying a flag. They have a completely different approach.
You'll have
Jack Sparrow.
Just a little bit different.
We're already
I'm
here.
not gonna lie, though,
Perfect.
as excited as I am about Ren Fair,
Yeah.
I am beyond excited about Scone
Yeah.
and
yeah,
getting
also
to actually go full siren.
Yes.
Stop.
I am so excited to see you in that tail. I am not gonna lie, I'm so freaking excited.
It's not even the tail. Now granted, I have
Well, like the full setup.
I have a tail problem, obviously.
Just a
it's a
little one.
beautiful problem, and I'm not gonna fix it. Anyways,
You have a tail problem, your content don't have enough?
that is exactly.
I told you, we
But,
have an accessory
yeah.
problem. Hers just happens to be tails.
Just
It's
the
a big
doing
accessory.
doing the full prosthetics and getting that
Yes.
creepy look with cheekbones and everything and the teeth. We're gonna do teeth. I don't know if you guys know this, that Chris actually knows how to, and for a while made custom vampire teeth and other sets of teeth for people that he sold when he was in his 20s.
He has told me that.
That
So,
is
we guys
wicked.
have to do that. We're doing full sets of teeth that are sharp so we can get that whole creepy siren look. And now I thought it was going to be myself and Ivy. We got Ari. She's
Yay!
beyond excited, so we will have 3 sirens that we're cycling in and out, all with their own distinct themes and colors and everything.
Are you gonna do color, like specifically colored contacts?
I don't know about that one quite
Okay.
yet. Color contacts, those contacts are a little bit
They're really big.
difficult. It's not just that.
Yeah.
The problem with those is what they don't tell you is so many of these brands, they advertise them everywhere, you can get them anywhere. A vast majority of them are actually not safe for your eyes and will cause permanent damage,
wow.
scratch,
Yeah.
things like that.
If you're not careful.
If you're not
Mhm.
careful, and the most reputable brands that are guaranteed not to do that are not typically the ones that are associated with those bright colors and those particular
Wow.
looks. So you have to be very, very careful and very specific about it, or you could cause permanent damage to your
See,
eyes.
I didn't know that.
When I bought my black sclera, I just assumed that they were slightly larger than regular contacts. And it's a lie. They do not warn you because they are like double the size, and you have to go up and then settle it down because it's filling everything that they can see. And here's another thing that no one tells anybody.
You're blind?
No. You can actually see rather well. It was like I was
Why
wearing
would you?
sunglasses all the time, and they were really comfortable actually. The problem was, by the last day, after I wore them for a full day, you could start seeing my regular pupils underneath
Oh,
them
wow.
because they were wearing out. Like, they
So they're
don't last
similar
forever.
looks.
So when Storm in X-Men and all that, she had to go through a ton of those because they're doing many
Wow.
recordings over multiple days because they'd start letting her regular eye colors come
And the
through.
white ones,
Jeez.
until recently, you're completely blind when you wear the whiteout ones. Because when they filmed Evil Dead, yeah, they were blind. There's a really hilarious outtake with Bruce Campbell where he's like, he pops up with this thing, and then they're like, he's like, oh! Because he can't see his thing.
But you're right though,
Wow.
they're expensive. I mean, just for two, I spent over $100
There,
for two,
yeah.
and they don't last, which is a really sad.
It is. And it's complicated, especially. I mean, I do need glasses and wear them, but I'm letting you see my beautiful face right now. And I can wear contacts. I do, but I have my eyes are more flat. It's called a base curve. So I have more flat base curve, which means a lot of contacts just don't suction right, and
Right,
they're too
because
tight
the concave.
on my. So I have to be particular myself in that, and I think Ivy has the same issue. I don't know about Ari, but I mean I feel like the contacts part is going to be an individual choice, but we might together with Unity opt out of those just to keep it controlled.
No, it makes sense, and honestly, you two just taught me like a whole bunch about like those contacts that I had no idea about, and just solidified even further that I will probably never wear them.
Yeah, that's the thing. I took the extra time to buy these glasses, which are more, I got them from iBuy Direct, more historically accurate, but
Harry
I
Potter
think,
what?
yeah, exactly. But, you know, granny glasses.
Very
And,
2000 historically.
my
accurate.
other one's broke, so I have to wear these. But I think it's the same thing that our stance on footwear.
Yeah.
It's what makes you comfortable. We don't want you wandering around the fair blind.
No.
If
Right.
you have to wear glasses, I know it takes
Yeah.
people out of it a little bit because I'm
Dude,
sure, but
For real,
still.
I would rather people, for one, it's showering every day was not a normal thing either, but it's like, shower, use deodorant, wear your
Well, why do you
glasses,
think they had so many
wear
shoes?
shoes that don't freaking hurt your dang feet.
Well, and here's a big thing about Skull, because the Vikings have nice, it's a cold weather environment, ours is literally happening in January,
Yeah.
so you don't have to worry about making your costume necessarily fit to every contour of your body.
Exactly.
You're wearing layers.
Yes.
And nice big open layers. So you can hide a lot of the detail issues, which is what I'm
Exactly.
excited about. Like, you don't have to worry about embroidery, you don't have to worry about a whole bunch of stuff. You can literally get a throw and call it a costume.
And the best thing about the footwear on that is you can just get a pair of Uggs.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I think those are some of the weirdest looking shoes, but I have
They
seen
work for Skull though.
well, but I've seen some ways that you can alter like Uggs or knockoffs or whatever to make them look more appropriate.
Just band it.
And some of it's banding. Some like there's these ones that I saw that I actually really like where they cut 2 strips down the front and made a tongue, and then they punched holes so that they could lace it. And I was like, I really like that one. I could do that.
And don't
We're just gonna
Don't spend
save
the money.
that one.
You're right.
that one for
The good thing about that is, in this case, because I had a pair of those, you don't have to buy the actual
No,
Uggs.
you
They're
can totally
expensive. You can
get
buy the
knockoffs.
knockoffs, and there's so many wonderful
Yeah.
knockoffs that are comfortable. Although I have to say, the soles wear out pretty fast on the knockoffs.
That's
Just like
alright.
Yeah,
Crocs,
but if you're
you know.
getting them from Amazon for $12,
Yeah, well,
then
you can
Right.
cut 'em up.
you're not
You
gonna
got
be
your-
upset when the soles fall out of them. You got your $12. You probably got
Exactly.
$18.
And then if you
Right.
want to do your
Time out.
wraps, you can, you know, the wrap leg, which was very
Yeah.
popular, you can just buy some ace bandages and dye them.
That's
Right.
true. That's true.
Yeah.
You know.
See, I'm actually gonna wear my snow boots, but I'm also capable
That's okay.
of making full-on covers
Exactly.
and stuff. I have the skill set, so I'm gonna utilize it. And wear my
Speaking of your flipping skill sets,
warm boots. I didn't.
no, the dress that you made for Rosalind for Ren
Oh.
Fair is freaking gorgeous.
Oh, have you seen it?
I've been seeing your progress periodically throughout
okay. I
it.
was like,
So
it's,
that was the person
wearing
It's
And it's not like I don't know the
it's
gal that's
currently
gonna wear
hanging
it.
in my kitchen, and I was like, did you come into my kitchen recently? I
She's-
can't see that you've
She's
been
just
here
peeking
last
through the
week.
window.
Oh, that
Oh
looks
my
really
God.
good. Just walk through and go to the use your
Use
pool
the
whenever.
pool whenever.
So yeah.
If I had access to that pool, I'd be
They have someone that eats your grapes, so it gives them an excuse.
And I'm so close, and I'm really ready to get pictures of her in it and
Yeah?
everything else because this weekend, actually it'll be tomorrow that I will have the blouse done because I did the skirt and the blouse
Nice.
separate so that she has more options with
Yes.
pieces.
Oh my
And
gosh.
then I'm moving on to the final piece, which is the lacing details that go.
Well, and
Yes.
it's so freaking pretty.
Head.
Well, and I told Jack
I
to
do
get the
know
cast
what
ready
we're
for that,
Um,
so we
we're
can take all the
she
blame.
was
We
supposed-
discussed to do it. Yeah.
So Laura was supposed to chat with you about how
This
to
new
do it. So
situation.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Because-
headpiece, not it.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
You don't want to do all the
This,
tooling?
and I've said this
No,
a
she
million
just,
times.
she
I'll
goes
say it
sweet as a
again.
headpiece.
This is the hill I will die on for Ren Fair. So everybody has to have something on their head.
Yep. Everybody has to have a head.
I've
covering
made
some
2
kind or
hats
another.
for the Montagues.
The
I'm in process
mermaids
of
are
making,
fine.
I
tops.
have crowns. I will have
was gonna
something.
say-
I was about to say, how would a mermaid even keep the hat attached to?
I
her
have
swim?
a new crown even.
They're just wearing a swim
Did
cap.
you buy
There's
one of those?
always an
Did you buy one of those
exception.
crowns?
What? I don't know what you're talking
Did
about.
you not see the beautiful silver coral with the pearls on it?
I saw it. I didn't see her buy
Queen
it.
Triton.
I was wearing it.
She was.
I
She
literally
wasn't
It's like a little mermaid, Queen
She was
Ursula.
not wearing it when we got there. She was
not
wearing it when
quite
we
like
left.
that.
I didn't notice it when we left. I'm sorry.
Wear
I'm
the
sorry.
tiara.
I-
I saw it.
I currently have 4 different headpieces to go.
Yeah, girl.
I feel like
Something on
I
your
need.
head.
I feel like I need to get enough to match the number of tails that I have, but also I'd like to stay married, so I should probably rethink that.
You know
Though,
what?
I was
honestly,
gonna say
if I
focus on the
offer
crowns before you get another
if I
tail.
offer the crowns as an alternative to purchasing more tails, that might be an easy sell.
Honey, I think
At least until you have enough crowns to match your tails, then you go back to the tails for a little bit.
I think if you get to the point where you're battling Queen Estrella on crown holding, I think that's a problem because she's the
But
queen
every
of
time she
crowns
does a crown
for a
haul,
reason.
it's like 10 crowns
I
at a time.
know, and
She's
they're
like, I bought
fabulous.
too many crowns. It's so Sweet V is the name of the company that she gets a lot of these crowns.
I
from,
have
and they're-
seen those videos. and
I
they're-
know, right?
Yeah.
She has so many super pretty ones.
Ooh. So, away from crowns and fins, well, kind of.
Am I?
Have you ever thought about getting the hand fins?
Oh.
Like a
like this. Just asking the full question.
I have actually thought of getting the hand fins, but I haven't found any that I like that
Okay.
tie in well enough with my tails because obviously I have to be fabulous at any given point in time and perfect because I am Lorelai the Mermaid.
You are.
I am. But no, I have considered that. It's something I've looked into. I just haven't found the right ones yet. Oh no, that's wrong. I have found the right ones. I have not found the right ones from a vendor who can do them within a price range I can accept that is accepting commissions right now. Because I
There
did
you
find
go.
one I would love them from, but that's going to be a little down the road. And I should probably consider more tops and things like that before. Maybe 2 or 3, 15 more tails.
So milestones, purchasing milestones. Once I have 9 of these.
That was a
and
joke.
6 of
There's not
these.
15 tails I want.
Well, I got one, but then
Yet.
he's gonna get lonely. He's gotta have
Well,
one.
you gotta have the right
Something to
accessories.
Get 2, and then he's gonna get bored of him. So I gotta get another one. And so then I might as well get the whole set.
This sounds like a nobility problem, you know?
It's a
I can't
category
possibly get a new
problem.
gown unless I have the proper earrings and the necklace.
Well,
And
yes.
And the girdle.
And the girdle, and of course, if you're going to be like a little bit more historically accurate, it's like you want to go from the underpinnings out. You
That's
got to
true.
have the chemise, you got to have the stays, then you got to have the
Now, correct me if I'm wrong though,
Stop
but
like that.
historically accurate in that time period though, weren't the overdresses separate pieces
Gomorrah?
that you just pinned together and
The
wore them?
Gomorrah, in that time, the Gomorras were laced.
Okay.
Yeah, and because you had the ropa, which is you had your chemise,
Yeah.
your bottom.
Yeah.
Then you had the ropa, which is
Mhm.
like the basic, and then the overdress was called the Gomorra in
Okay.
Italy.
And I thought
And
those
yeah,
just
that one was
pinned on.
laced.
So it
And
depends
then
on.
Rococo is pinned.
Okay.
It depends on the era and it depends on the country.
Okay.
Because some countries were lacing while other countries were still pinning.
Okay.
And so it's part of why.
So
if-
we're right there in that
Yeah.
timeline of the changes happening.
Yes.
Which again, it is the Italian Renaissance. Everything was shifting
Yes.
from fashion to economics.
Which is why, especially in the time period that we're portraying, you can have everything from medieval clothing all the way into Elizabethan, depending on what country the person who's dressed is representing.
Yeah, well, I saw a historian talking about the traditional
Options.
medieval hood that they had. Well, in order to get that big bulbous balzo for men, all they did was roll it up. And then it got that big thing. It's a medieval hood that's rolled up.
Genius.
I love it.
And that's how they didn't have to spend it, because of course everything was expensive.
Yeah.
You know, that's why you always had to have the chemise as your undergarment, because that's what was
It kept the rest of your
the
outer
rest of your
garments
everything. And you
away
washed
from
that
your-
when you washed yourself.
Yeah.
So,
Well, but it kept your body oils off of your outer
Mhm.
clothing.
good fabric.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I guess somebody had posted that they're redoing Wuthering Heights again. And but they just it was like the 50th version.
What about when Wuthering Heights comes to our event? You're going to be so complaining.
Well, it's like how many versions of Emma are they gonna
I
make?
know.
I know. You know,
There's another
honestly.
version of Jane Eyre in the autumn.
Wuthering Heights but they're showing a video of her getting in a corset, and of course they're showing her being extreme laced, but the worst and most egregious thing they have in that video is that corset is on bearskin.
No! Corsets, okay, I'm sorry. Corsets should never go against bare skin. You should always have a layer underneath your corset.
I know exactly.
And actually,
what you're talking about.
and even a lot of them had corset covers that went over the
Yes.
corset. That was just a standard.
Yes.
Especially in that era, that era was definitely that. I think the more recent Jane Eyre that had Michael Fassbender in it
Yeah.
is very accurate on the dressing and the corset.
Well, yeah, the way
Even
they...
has the bum roll, which they never
Yep.
show.
The way they put her in her costume, you can I think there was a scene in there where they actually
Yeah,
show
now
it.
they did a full
And-
dressing scene.
Like I appreciate when in different shows when they actually show the different layers and what order you put things on, because it actually does make a difference in how the garment sits on your body. And it's always aggravated me when people are like, oh yeah, I'm gonna put on this costume and there's all of these layers, but I'm just gonna wear these pieces, and it's like it's not gonna look right.
And it's not going to feel right.
It's not going to feel right. It's not going to look right. You're going to be incredibly uncomfortable within a matter of hour.
Because those later Renaissance dresses are extremely heavy, and without the
Yes.
bum roll, you can hurt
Oh my
yourself.
gosh, your
Well,
hips will hurt so bad. And
They're
your shoulders.
sacrificing for a look, but
Yeah.
even
It's
then,
called
just like
suffering
now.
for your art.
Right, but they were still as comfortable as possible.
Well,
Like,
and it's like, I'm sorry, taking that extra handful of minutes to put on the correct pieces in the correct order will save your hips, save your shoulders, and a lot of times save you pain in your spine.
right.
Not to mention it will look better.
It definitely
Because
looks
it will
better.
look more accurate and appropriate
Yeah.
if you put all the layers
I
on.
saw
When you
recent-
don't, it doesn't look right.
Yeah, I saw a recent video of a couple that was like, oh, we're doing Ren Fair stuff, and she didn't have a farthingale on, and she's wearing a full Anne Boleyn outfit. And I'm like,
Oh, she's gonna be.
something's wrong here.
Right?
No bum roll, no
Ma'am, are you
farthingale.
okay?
Right? Do you need help?
Blink twice.
You look so good. Can you
And
tell me if the drama?
That's actually why I honestly, personally like to. I'm that person that I'm not gonna wear something like that without
Yep.
the protective padding because I have scars
Yes.
and I'm also a big baby. That's why I like to lean more towards the medieval side.
Yeah.
The sleek, the
Well, because that
Yeah.
added petting wasn't needed, and we're not even
you
going
still
until
have
late.
layers,
Yeah.
but you don't have the need for all the extra weight.
So I'm not gonna lie, that's part of why I like playing Abigail so much. Because I don't have to wear all the freaking layers.
No, and I'll tell you,
I'm a mermaid.
being
It doesn't
somebody
actually
who's
apply
been
to
in the
me.
layers.
As soon as we figure out a way to make it less restrictive on the ankles, this all day long. Let me know.
Yeah.
I'm actually interested to see if the fishy flipper is going to be easier on ankles.
Yes, unfortunately, it's still not stock. I'm stocking that one, but I did find that alternative for the Discovery as well. I talked to another mermaid that gave some information about what she uses in her Discoveries because she always has just the best Discoveries in the way
Nice.
they move because they're still stiff, but they also have a pretty good flip to them when they're not wholly stiff like the Linden.
Cool.
She has two that she uses, and she
Nice.
gave me both options. When
Isn't the fishy a good alternative too for
it
discoveries?
is. That was one of them.
For the discoveries.
But the fishy, it turns out, is heavy.
Okay.
For those
did
of
not
you who
know.
don't know what they're talking about, they're talking about monofins.
Sorry, monofins for
That doesn't help.
monofins.
Mono meaning one, fin meaning fish.
So instead of this,
Instead of individual fin for your feet,
So
it's the one
it's like
fin.
a whale.
It's
Yes.
it's
Yeah.
the piece that goes inside of a mermaid tail that makes it not just limp fabric and plastic vinyl, whatever it is in there. It allows you to slip your feet into it and actually have the movement of
Yeah.
a natural.
Outside of the mermaid world,
There you
it's
go.
what freedivers use.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
When they're
Oh,
not
that makes
using
sense.
those 8-foot long single fins.
Right.
We don't put those in tails. Did I illustrate it? What did you get that one? Because
Yeah, no, I picked that one up.
okay. But there's a couple of different varieties of these mono fins that are usable for tails. But unfortunately, it's a competitive industry, so it's like
yeah.
one of those things where we
Try to
make
be
our
as
tails over here,
proprietary
but
as possible.
only our mono fin fits with our
Yeah.
tails. They're gonna it's like
okay.
we make these tails, but we're gonna try and use a new universal one. But it's a little bit cheaper and not meant for this, you know. So you've got all this variety and trying to figure out what the best option is for you, for comfort, for flexibility, for the type of swimming you're doing, for the type of non-swimming you're doing. If you're just sitting on the land doing this, is a process. So
Yeah.
And-
fortunately, the community talks a lot
Yeah.
against each other.
But if you've got bigger feet, like me, then half of the fins that are on the market won't even fit you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The biggest fin that
Oh,
her
so cool to get a
provider actually has is still too small for my feet.
Yeah.
So there's a couple of good companies out there that are made by men to do this, and they have men in mind.
This kind of sounds like a brony society kind of a thing.
It's really weird when you find one of those places. It's like what?
So
Men are being accepted, and they're not the standard.
Right.
We're letting them in. It's
So
very-
it's
Well, that's
it's
like
all
learning that there are male belly dancers.
Yeah.
Right.
Right?
Right.
okay. So my
There's a couple that come to our
introduction,
fair, actually.
Yes. my introduction to the mermaid community was actually through one of the male-owned, male-operated companies. I didn't know that any of these other companies existed. Mer Taylor was my first exposure to it, and it was all geared towards men. And so I was like, oh, okay, that's really awesome. What can we do for me?
Well, it's like heeled
actually-
boots. When you look at
Yes.
heeled boots, those are made for men. So
They
that they can
were.
stay in the stirrups
Yes.
of the horse.
Yes.
And women took it over. And that's fine, there's nothing wrong with that, but now everyone's going, it's not masculine, you can't wear boots with heels. Screw you, dude.
Bull.
These things are great.
It's the same thing with wearing the color pink. Because
Right.
originally the color pink was a masculine color.
Yes.
Women did not wear that.
Pink
but-
was for boys, blue was for girls, and
Right.
then
and it's
Well, and the whole
Switched
purple
it.
for
Yeah.
royalty, like,
Yeah.
you can't
Yeah.
get this color unless you are noble.
yeah.
Because only the nobles could pay to kill all those snails.
It's true though. Back when they didn't have animal conservation at all, and they were like, let's just get them.
get the snail. Also, somebody brought this weird bird over from Australia. Let's eat it.
Worse than that, let's eat it, and then we'll stuff it and put it on a hat.
Ah, there you go.
Did you see?
Yeah,
so
you get to
back
the
in
Victorian
the
era, the
late
word.
1400s,
You mean
there
they
was
ate
a
puppy dust?
Swiss king that had a lion. That was his best friend. He loved this lion.
No.
The lion dies. It's the first
Oh,
known
that
form of
taxidermy.
taxidermy.
Oh my god.
Oh
He gave it to the guy. The unfortunate thing is there wasn't the internet, there weren't pictures, so he didn't know what a lion looked like. And so the majority
Jeremy
of it's
Bentham's
fine,
head.
but the face is jacked up.
Oh,
And
no.
he gave it to the king. Like he told the king, "Yeah, I got this," and gave it back to the king. And I don't know how it ended. Like I'd have flogged the guy. It looks awful.
I'm pretty sure I know how that ended, and it
Oh, that's
ended with
funny.
somebody else's head not being connected to their body.
Attached to the lion.
Well, did you see how lions were portrayed in some of the paintings? after that? So maybe the king accepted it. And you're like, well, I guess that's what lions look like.
I don't remember Bruce looking quite like that, but sure.
Well, like what happened when Raleigh gave potatoes to the queen.
Mm-hmm.
Right? She he brought the whole plant, right? It was potatoes, the tuber, and the top of the plant, and she gave it to the cooks, and they didn't know how to cook it. They were like, okay, they cooked the whole plant.
Oh no.
Yes, everybody
That's
got
not good.
sick. And
Oh,
then she thought he poisoned her, and he fell out of favor with the queen.
Yeah.
Well, besides marrying her
Yeah.
lady in waiting on the sly, but being poisoned by potatoes probably didn't.
And then they gave what they thought was poison to the Irish? What?
The truth is about that
Yeah.
one is that potatoes are a great food crop.
Oh, yeah.
It's their food crop. That's the sad thing about the Irish potato famine is that there was food. There was plenty of like wheat and stuff, but
They just weren't allowed to have
eat
it.
Yeah.
I was about to say, because you have to care about the people you're trying to poison.
I
So
suppose
I
that's
mean,
Yeah.
That's valid.
and it's a horrible historical fact though. Like you don't treat the people you don't like very well.
Yeah.
That just happens.
We just introduce you
I
to
know it's
Yeah.
a crazy thought.
Oh my
It's
goodness.
good that we're so advanced
Yeah.
that we don't do that now.
But then you go to the French and they say, oh, we have this new invention. It's amazing. We will use it
Made
in our
by
new
Monsieur
guillotine.
Guillotine.
By Mr. Guillotine. And did you know that
It's the best way
Christopher
to cut
Lee
watermelons in
saw
half.
the last guillotining?
No kidding.
Yeah, that among all the other things of being Gandalf and like Count Dooku, he also saw a man be
And
guillotined.
being
Yep.
a huge
You
war
know,
war boss,
honestly, though, you can't- I don't
'cause he
think
was
you can-
in it.
I
Yeah.
don't think you can call it the last guillotine because I know there are some states that have the death penalty that you get to choose how you want to die.
Yeah,
And
we see-
one of these days, somebody's gonna go
Guillotine.
guillotine.
And we're like, and we're all
You know
gonna
what?
say,
I got the
that
death
guy's
penalty.
from the Renfrew.
I'm gonna be
Hey, CNN, we're gonna need you to go ahead and cover this one. We're all hurt. We're all curious for historical reasons.
Make sure that blade's really sharp, y'all.
I do believe Idaho still has firing squad.
Oh, that's interesting.
Well, there's a few states that actually just brought that back as an
Yeah.
option. So.
Yeah. No, let's
Oh,
not.
well, I'll never have to worry about that decision.
Right? Honestly, I think that would
Spin
be
the wheel of death.
right. Like I think that would be
You know, with
I
the
wanna never
obsession with reality TV, I mean that could be the next option.
Oh gosh.
I tell you, we gotta get out of this subject.
Yes,
Are we talking Squid Games now? Or
we do. No.
I was thinking Idiocracy.
Oh,
Okay, you know
Yeah.
what? Let's have a conversation shift. Tyson, what are you most excited about for this coming year?
So, being in Caldwell,
Yeah.
we have a lot more ability.
I'm
We have
excited.
been given free reign on a bunch of stuff. We're actually going to be able to help a lot of our vendors, specifically food vendors, alcohol vendors, be able to get the proceeds that they really should have been getting.
Yeah.
Expo was great. Love Expo. Don't get us wrong. They were super good while we were with them, and we will always be appreciative of them.
Well, and we learned so much from
we
them.
did. We learned a
The
lot.
growth that we've had over the last 10 years is just amazing.
Mm-hmm.
But there are things that certain venues will do that we just cannot agree with. And when we
Yeah.
finally get our own hard site, we will be able to do what we want to do, and it'll be, in our opinion, in my opinion, much more fair. So
Yeah.
I'm excited for the step forward in the direction where we can help our food vendors and help our alcohol vendors and just help our patrons have a better time without as much restriction.
Yeah.
Well, the fact that vendors can camp on site now.
Yes.
That was a
That's
huge issue.
huge.
That
Well, if all the
Expo
cowboys
would allow.
can do it.
And we have golf carts! Someone wouldn't let us have golf carts! We have them now!
Yeah.
That harkens back to my mom. My mom actually suggested that to Dawn all those years ago.
Yep.
Golf
and
carts.
we have golf
Yeah.
carts, and we can decorate them like chariots.
Mm-hmm.
And Lena
Yeah.
is one of our drivers.
Uh-huh.
Just have to keep the teenage boys away from them because they
Oh,
can
we have-
take those turns a little too quickly.
We have a
Or
specific
Jeremy.
list
There's
of
a
who is
very,
allowed
very
to drive.
short
Jeremy's
list
not saying
of drivers for said golf carts.
I think there's what? 5 people on the list?
Yeah, we have a very short list of who's allowed to
6.
drive.
6.
But
Yeah.
anyway.
6 of them, yeah, only 6. And
But we weren't allowed to have golf carts.
Nope.
There were a lot of
told us
hoops we had to
no.
jump through in order to have
So
them. So
how is your costuming situation coming along? Because there was a costume concept that was sketched out. How is that coming along?
You're not going to wear
So-
the big old linen flappy thing.
Oh no, for
Yeah, no
Beltane.
wings.
Oh,
There's
There
a
was-
costume sketch for him for Beltane, and I'm very curious if he's.
oh, that one.
I have the stilts.
Yes.
So I actually
Really?
have stilts now. This lady, a customer of mine, she bought them thinking she was going to use them. She's like 74.
Oh,
So then
oh,
she
bless her.
realized very quickly she was never going to use them.
Oh.
Are
So
they the
she
construction stilts or actual like
They're
Performance
construction stills.
Okay.
Yeah, they're
Nice.
construction stills. So they actually actuate, and as long as the ground is fairly flat, they'll be
Oh,
perfect.
can I borrow those to reach the top, Captain?
Right?
Get your own.
The problem with any kind of costume for me is because I'm now the photographer until further notice.
That's a
I
good
can't
point.
really wear a costume with it. So
Okay.
once we get farther into it and we kind of expand our base,
Yeah.
we'll come back to it. But yeah,
Okay.
Mushroom Man's gonna be great when I can find
I am
Thought.
determined to see you as this Mushroom Man. That is a freaking awesome costume concept, and I really want to see it come to fruition.
So
Yeah.
I have a thought for this for how you can make that work, right?
Okay.
Selfie stick.
The
Carry the selfie
reverse
stick
version
around
of it.
as like a staff, right? Have it decorated, have the camera inside of it decorated, and then you're gonna cast the magic spell to capture their images.
We could make that happen.
That would be interesting to say the least.
You know what would be even funnier is if you have it where you're on like 3-round bursts every so often. And then you're running to catch people and you fall. I would love to see, not that I'd love to
Stills?
see you fall and injure yourself, but just the recording of that
Right.
would be
So many French words.
Oh man.
Yeah, that would be fabulous.
Alright.
But and that kind of reminds me of what Bobby's brother did when he was playing Guido the Younger.
Yeah.
He would always offer to take pictures
Oh yeah.
of the cast, and then he would always turn
He'd
around
turn around,
and
take a picture
do a
of
selfie of
himself.
himself before he would take their picture.
Actually,
So funny.
Chris does that. Every
Yeah.
single time he takes a picture for somebody, he takes a selfie of him in his costume and then takes the mermaid.
Well, I mean, you are trusting a pirate.
Most people have gotten a
Pirate.
kick out of it, and you see them walking off checking the picture, and the first thing they do is start giggling when the pirate took a picture of himself. Great.
thing work?
It's
I
fantastic.
never get it right the first
But
time.
the funniest part about that whole thing is he's also taught Gabriel to do it.
Second generation.
Yeah.
That's how Gabriel's gonna get a girlfriend.
Well, you know what? If Gabe is going to eventually be able to take over as the head of the
That's true.
pirates,
He's gonna
Yeah,
need to.
we're working on it.
Yeah.
It's a work in progress, but I mean, he's a great kid. So.
He is.
He's
Well,
a,
it's
oh
good
my
that
gosh,
we
he's
have-
an adult.
I know, I was
Well,
gonna say
it's
he's
a
not a
good
little
kid.
kid anymore.
We have years that we can get into this.
Yeah.
Like, we're going to be
It's just
here
like
forever.
Yeah.
Our artist,
Oh my gosh,
Luna, is
so
no
many.
longer a kid.
So many of our kids are 18 now.
I know.
They're not little anymore.
I got two.
have an adult child.
I know.
She can vote.
50% of my children are old enough to be adults now.
Wow.
I know.
But I'm at 50% on mine that are adults right now.
Right? 50-50,
And then,
two and
then
two.
you know, but just to balance it out, I've got that feral little nugget that runs around.
I love your feral little nugget.
I love my feral
She
little
is
nugget too, but
hilarious.
she needs a muzzle every once in a while.
I wasn't gonna say that. I was thinking it.
I adore her.
Street from me. They scream all the time.
Oh, she is so wonderful and creative and brilliant, and also apparently when we go places, she tells people that she gets whatever she wants and how spoiled I'm like.
No, that wasn't when we go places. That was at the babysitter. Mom lets me have whatever I want, and she says I'm the princess.
Yep.
Oh boy.
I call her princess, but it's normally like, don't make me beat you, princess. Not that I beat my children, but
I was
she
gonna
has
say, I
a
think
healthy
the
spirit. Might happen one day.
I think the sternest I've ever seen you get with her is a don't you dare.
You know, and then you never grow old for that, because I remember going on a cruise with my mom, and we come back, and I realized that my mom and I had our time of being together was like 1 week. Any longer than that, it was insanity.
Too much.
And she got mad at me. She goes, "Oh, don't make me yell at you." And I said, "I'm not making you do anything."
Oh my gosh, the worst.
I know of a lost concept. Like
What?
when we were all growing up, I think you can agree we used to hear about the whipping boy a lot. Like there were stories
okay.
we would read or movies that we would see,
Yeah,
and there would be a whipping boy.
There's songs about it.
I would,
Metallica, two of them.
I would love to have had a whipping.
I'm just
I
saying
was
it's
the
weird
But then I would've
because
felt- yeah,
no
that's
one
the
talks
problem.
about it anymore. But I can remember, reading like The Prince and the Pauper and stuff
Uh-huh.
like that. And there's a whipping boy.
I do remember me reading books having whipping boy in it and just being so upset about the whole situation. I'm like,
Yeah.
but they didn't even do
Right,
anything
it's not
wrong.
their fault.
They even tried to stop it. Why are they getting hurt? Somebody beat the right kid. I get beaten when I do something right. Like, why can't they?
I earned every one of them.
Right?
That's great. I'm my daddy's princess and I still get whooped. So,
But not that guy.
not that guy.
He's
It wasn't
a
right.
rat.
That was his job.
I think that's one of those generational things where it's like you have an entire couple of generations that grow up hearing about these things, and they just kind of like collective
We're not
conscious
gonna do
decide that it's like this is unacceptable.
We don't talk about this anymore.
Kind of like paddling in school.
Yeah, like it's
I
like
got paddled.
I had a teacher. The whole reason she became a teacher was so that she could have the authority to do that. And then they took it away.
I had one
I don't
teacher.
know how healthy that is.
It can't be. She was an amazing teacher. She was my science teacher. She was
She
super
apparently
funny
has some
and
rage
super
issues,
good.
though. I mean, it's,
I had
I'm
one.
a great teacher, but I really like beating
Fair
Right, I
them.
want to whoop the crap out of you.
Yeah. I had
Teaching
one
is my
teacher.
court-mandated anger management class.
She
that
had one
was
teacher.
very much she was such an old school teacher that like not being able to swat the kids was really hard for her. And I think it was about the first 2 weeks of school, she would wrap your knuckles with the ruler until a parent complained, and they like took the rulers out of her classroom.
No,
They like straight up removed the ruler
and that's
from
the
the
difference
classroom.
between like what 10 years? No, 15 years apart.
10.
15.
15.
Yeah.
Because she's 40, I'm 55.
I was just saying,
We
we're
were
55.
I got paddled.
She's
Okay.
she turns the glorious age of 55 this year.
I told you I got my senior discount.
That's right.
That's cute.
My
Mike
bad.
Manners, Josh.
Michael Manos.
But I got paddled in 6th grade.
Yeah.
And it wasn't for acting out, it wasn't for being rude. It's because my term paper was late.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. No, and
Well,
That
that's
was
your
also
taught
the teacher
you.
I saw.
My piazza teacher, she would
It
wrap our
never
knuckles
makes
if we didn't keep perfect form.
Oh.
It started with, okay, you're gonna balance a ruler on your hands as you play the piano, and then
Oh.
if it went wrong at all, she'd grab the end and
See, that's crazy to me
Job.
because I'm slightly older than you two.
by what, like 2 years?
By 2 years for you.
3 years for him.
Uh-huh. But
You cougar.
none of our teachers, that was already gone and done, and they couldn't hit you for any reason.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, when I was in middle school, we had a teacher that used to come around, and when people would sleep he did a lot of overhead projector work, because that was
Yeah.
back in the day. We
I
had
like the
80
overhead
80-pound books.
And they would have the
That's
clear
kind of
sheet that
And
you
then you
would
have
put
to
on it.
take your notes and stuff. Well, people would fall asleep because
Of
it was
course we did.
boring.
Mm-hmm.
And he would walk around with a yardstick, and whenever he found somebody sleeping, he would go whack right
On the table.
on the table and
Oh.
scare the crap out of them. He actually got fired for hitting a student one day.
Wow.
No kidding.
Yeah, I mean that's and
Yeah.
he immediate. It wasn't a question. It was an immediate termination. I mean, I think the only one that happened quicker was that I did have a reading teacher one time that a student. She was not well liked. I adored her, but mostly because she was so weird. But most people didn't like her. And she told a young man a couple of years after I graduated, I went back to visit her, and she wasn't there. And it turns out she told a young man to do something, and he said, "Bite me."
And so she
And
did.
so-
And she did.
Hello, Amelia Bedelia. It's
And-
good to meet you.
And that was like, she never came back after that class situation. But that stuff would have never flown around to school, man.
Do you know what I think
Oh, well,
we
yeah.
should figure out how to do?
What?
An adult book fair.
That would be fun.
Oh.
There
could be fun.
are book
But we have
fairs at all of the elementary
We have to be
schools.
careful with the word adult.
Okay, a grown up.
I thought exactly.
Okay,
we did the same place.
I
was
apologize.
we
A
have all
grown
these
up.
Just like
romances
now,
and
Beltane after
Harlequin
dark.
stuff.
a grown up book fair. where no let me tell you. So because like at elementary schools they have their book fairs and you get like all the cool little scholastic things and that tell you, okay, these are all the books that are going to be there, but you know gosh darn well there's going to be rulers, there's going to be fun pens and pencils, there's going to be stickers, there's going to be posters. Yeah, there's going to be posters, there's going to be stickers.
And erasers.
And all kinds of fun erasers. I'm like, how fun would it be to have a freaking book fair that's geared towards our age?
Grown-ups.
Yes,
So it's a book fair for adults.
A
'Cause
book
even
fair for
a
adults.
grown-up book fair has
Okay.
has that kind of-
Okay,
Book fair
legal
for adults.
Let's
A book
add.
fair for
Can we
adults.
have-
Sponsored by Adam and Eve.
Restrictions.
That would not be good.
No, it's not called restriction, it's called
They have erasers.
The spicy audiobook section. Okay, kids, we're gonna have a reading time now. Okay, sit down. This is called what's the Mr. Gray one? What's
Oh,
50
Fifty
Shades of
Shades.
Grey. We're gonna be reading 50 Shades. Here we go.
dude,
I'm
you don't
sorry,
even
that
know.
book is so poorly written. You could actually buy generic smut.
And it's so funny. It's so funny how innocent your books are right now because I was like, oh, that's so tame compared to some of these.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Game of
Oh,
Thrones
it's
story.
right.
Spicy fairies and whatnot.
It's one of the
Oh,
first that was made extremely largely
Aware.
mainstream.
Yeah.
Right. My mom used to have those great big thick romance books
The
with the
Harlequin.
super hunk
Yes,
guys.
the Harlequin.
Fabio.
Yes.
When I was in 6th grade, I read my first one. Mom, why are you reading? I didn't know.
You wanted me to read more. I picked a book that you like.
I had a college
Joey
reading level in
Friends.
6th grade. I read everything. And
That's
it was just there. And I'm
hilarious.
like, hey, he's got a sword and he's got no clothes on hardly. He's like a man's man. Let's read
It's
this.
Conan.
Holy crap.
Don't get you started on flowers in the attic.
I actually picked up my first novel that had questionable for the exact same reason is that I couldn't. I had the college level reading in the
Wow.
6th grade, and the books at the school just
They
were
were so
not.
boring.
They were boring. They were well beyond it. I mean, for a while there, they let me pick books from the middle school and bring them in for me, but I'm like, this still isn't doing it. My book
Wow.
report, they're like, oh, I did the book report over the Scarlet Letter when I was 12. That one's banned
It was
now
a light
in some
read.
states, I think.
Yes, it is.
That's such a good book, though.
I know, right?
But the adult theme.
but
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, you know what? I hate the concept of banned books. I really do.
Oh my goodness.
I hate it. Because it's like books were written, it's like, I'm sorry, but books are written for informational purposes and for storytelling purposes. If you have a problem with it, voice it, that's fine. But how dare you take away somebody else's opportunity to read it and
Exactly. Well,
find a
that's
book
about
that they're
banning
passionately
anything,
love?
honestly.
and a lot of
Getting into
them
other
are
people's
banned
business. Yeah,
because
getting into
of
people's business.
a lot of them are banned because of subject matter or because it's making people uncomfortable. Guess
Right.
what? That's the point.
Yes.
You need to
Meant
become
to.
emotionally invested in it so that you don't make the mistakes that are happening.
Well,
with
and
it.
where's your personal growth if you're never introduced to it?
Exactly.
Well,
Did you
and
hear
that's the
about
whole
what
point of
Deani and
history,
Divine
too.
did?
Who?
Deani and Divine, they're a comedy act
Uh-huh.
and stuff. They were, because Huckleberry Finn was getting banned.
Boo.
Because it said
Boo.
the N-bomb, it says slave. So they said, oh, this is an interesting concept. Why don't we go through there and everywhere it says slave or N-bomb, we'll put robot. That book ended up selling out. And they're like, this was a joke.
That's hilarious.
That's great. I
But
love it.
seriously, it's books. The whole concept of banned books is the same issue that I have with people trying to tone down history.
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
Right.
history is
It's not
supposed.
supposed
If
to be
you're
fun.
studying history, you should be uncomfortable. You should be disgusted. You should be angered. You should have all of these strong negative emotions because that is the only way that you learn not to repeat the
Yeah.
process.
Exactly.
You just don't
Exactly.
repeat
That keeps it history
Yeah.
instead of
Yeah,
current time.
you don't want that stuff to become
So
the
you don't want to
present.
take that out. You want
Yeah.
to put that in there, and I love finding that. Just like I was
Yeah.
telling Jack about Robert Eggers and doing The Northman, and
Yep.
that man, every movie that he's done, Robert Eggers, except for maybe Nosferatu, are historically unbelievably accurate.
Yeah.
All the way down to how they filmed it. That's
Yeah.
why you have to watch The Northman in the dark, because it's so dark.
it's so freaking dark, you can't see anything. It's so good.
The sunlight.
Is that the new Northman that just came
Yeah.
out in the last few years?
Yeah.
I have it on Blu-ray if you
It's
want to buy it.
actually-
No, I actually own the movie. I just don't feel comfortable watching it for my husband.
Well,
Girls' night.
is it the end scene where they're fighting naked in the volcano?
I just anything with Mr. Skarsgård.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh, have you noticed how much he looks like his dad?
Eric Northman. What? No. No, actually, young.
The eldest Skarsgård boy
young-
looks very much
young-
like his dad.
Like Bill. Stellan
Stellan
Skarsgård.
Skarsgård. I can't.
There's a girl in there.
But yes, his younger pictures, they are so.
They look so. He looks
That
like
is
a
like
carbon
his fun-
copy of his dad.
When I saw, I watched Monarch: Legacy of Monsters on Apple Plus, which has Wyatt Russell and Kurt Russell playing the same actor, same character,
Different time frame.
Yeah.
and they do a superimpose of an old video of the dad, the older one, and superimpose it over old thing. I'm like going, that's the magic of cloning. If the kid wasn't blonde, that's like Jack Cassidy. All his kids, Sean Cassidy and David Cassidy, don't even have the same mother, and they would still
Still
look
look
like.
exactly like
It's a
it.
strong genetic code.
And you know,
I
there's
was
a
gonna
lot
say
of
that those are some strong genes.
There's some up and coming ones that are like that. Like
Yeah.
Reese Witherspoon. Have you seen her daughter?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, carbon copy of her mom. Well, Uma Thurman's daughter.
Yes.
Right.
So much like her mother.
The one daughter that I didn't catch on was Ethan Hawke's daughter.
That's
she's in
yes.
Stranger Things.
That's Ethan Hawke's daughter
Yeah.
and is Uma Thurman's daughter.
Oh, yeah.
She looks just like her mom.
Mhm.
And I love Ethan
Yeah.
Hawke because now he's doing genre, and he
Yeah.
said, "I'm 50, I can do this now." I'm like,
I
be serious."
appreciate that he has come back into the movie scene, but he's doing he's playing the villain.
Have you
Or
seen
like-
Black Phone?
I actually really like it when stars are typecast as a certain thing and they become big enough stars and they make enough money that they go, I can do whatever I want.
Yeah.
And Liam Neeson is finally taking on the whole, doing Naked Gun. He's
Yeah.
finally went
Yep.
Leslie.
Yep.
Just going the way of
forget.
Leslie Nielsen.
Leslie
Yeah.
Nielsen
But and then you've
used
got
to be a bleeding man.
Yeah.
and then you've got other people like Daniel Radcliffe. He's like, you know what? I have Harry Potter money. I'm just gonna do some weird crap.
Right.
Have you seen that?
Great.
Like, what was the one? Horns, right?
I love horror.
Oh my gosh.
That's another a Joe Hill story.
Yeah.
Like
Dude,
Black
that
Phone.
one was intense. It was a little intense.
Yeah,
It
that
was
one is
really,
intense.
really good.
There's some
Yeah.
of those scenes that I'm just like, oh, okay.
But then you've got other people that this is a completely different perspective is Charlize Theron, who
Oh,
was
yeah.
always the dramatic actress, the Oscar winner. She won
Yeah.
Oscar, but all
Oh,
these
yeah, she
awards
did. She
and
won it
stuff, and
from
she was
Oscar.
like, I'm huge and I'm big. You know what I want to be now? An action movie star.
And she's good at it. I love her as Furiosa, but she's even better in Old Guard.
Yep, and then seeing Old Guard was amazing. And then seeing her comedy too. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
she's
actually very funny.
She is so well rounded, and it's like, oh my goodness, I had
Yeah.
no idea. I do love her with Seth MacFarlane paired up together.
Oh gosh.
I don't
Million
care.
Ways to Die.
A Million Ways to Die in the West is so underrated and hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Do you know what I heard was a really intense thing about Seth MacFarlane? Was that he got bumped from one of the planes that went into the towers.
Oh dang.
Oh,
No
wow.
Wow.
Which I wonder if that kind of like was an impetus for him to, because that man is like,
Possible.
take a break, you overachieving freak. He's got so much
Right?
talent.
And he's just the sarcastic tone of everything is like, okay, this is the world we live in, but it's ridiculous, so let's exaggerate it slightly, but not really,
Cool.
and make
Right.
fun of it. And
Right.
it's like, yeah, because that's what all of us are at.
Well, and that's the nice part about like our fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like we try to stay in our little bubble.
Yep.
We don't allow modern crap to come on in and ruin the vibe.
Yeah.
And it's relaxing.
We
Yeah.
have enough history to take on. I was so excited watching this documentary about, and I told you about it.
Yeah.
Watching this documentary about the Renaissance, and it was focused on, and it was called Blood and Art,
Oh.
because art has always been kind of the propagandic tool of
Right.
of things, especially during the Renaissance.
Yeah.
And it was following Michelangelo, Leonardo, and Raphael.
Yeah.
And at the time, Leonardo was sent to Milan, not because he was an artist, but because he could design weapons, and that's what Ludovico wanted.
Oh, interesting.
And here I'm at Ren Fair telling everybody, oh yeah, Leonardo's away with
Ludovico
Ludovico
out
to
at
the
the
king,
front.
and I'm not lying, and I thought I was.
Oh, that's funny.
No, he
I would totally be with it.
he had some amazing things that he had in his designs and in his drawings. Tanks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone knows
Flying
about
machines.
the flying machines, but he had tanks.
He had a counting machine. It was the
Yes.
first
Yes.
accurate counting machine.
Which
he had
was so cool.
computers. He had
Uh-huh.
all kinds of stuff. But then you look at some of the other stuff he did, and where he has in one of his sketchbooks, he has cellular structures from plants
Yeah.
that are accurate
Yeah.
because he deep dived so hard into
Yeah.
anything he did so that he could draw it properly.
Point of order. If anybody wants to say that ADHD and hyperfixation is a new thing, I want to call drastic
Leonardo.
attention to Leonardo da Vinci.
You know,
And
anyone else would spend
experimentation.
how long on the roof of hanging upside down painting
Painting
a
a
roof?
ceiling.
A ceiling? Like, seriously.
See, Leonardo, okay, and then they talk about that on the documentary. Leonardo was there. He was commissioned to do like another thing because Florence, at that point, under Savonarola, was like, we can't be here. They're going to kill us. So they all kind of went to the Papal States. And that Pope was the War Pope. He wanted to get the Papal States back. But he had commissioned Leonardo for that fresco, but he was like, oh, let's try this new formula. It
That did
fell
not
off the
work.
wall, and the Pope's like, get out.
I tried something new. It didn't work.
You're super pissed. Exit stage left.
Rapidly. In my cave.
Go back to Milan, they want to get.
Well, we hope that your history is as fun as our history. Thank you so much for joining us today. Do make sure to come back, come to our events, come see us, come be a part of everything that is happening, and we will catch you then. Huzzah!